We are at our first attraction. We're in the splash zone. SeaWorld. Camera the killer whale. The show will start pretty soon. So let's fade out on a warm summer day.
Now you're surprised. We've been trying to do him a surprise, and he's been on to everything. On to everything. We did one. Oh, guys.
We have a bunch of 3 weeks ago. The baby, we had a sonogram. It was 5.5 pounds. And if the baby grows a half.
I just want to document that they do have the better room of the two.
I don't think this passes.
We're having our cocktail reception.
I told everybody
On Mike's birthday.
Yeah.
And who ate them? Who ate them?
pretzels?
Who ate them?
No, I have him in my bag. That was going to be our appetizer. Okay. Where's our appetizer?
Way and that way.
I just want to document, when you do have everything, what kind of gifts do you get?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a fan. It needs a fan. Happy birthday, Michael.
And where's the fun guy?
It's a long way. Possibly.
Where's tonight?
You know, this is 100 miles from I can just see your I knew what was going on. Let's go downstairs.
That's okay. There we go.
I'm just jealous. How do you know I was surprised. I think you kind of got it.
Sandy asked you to do all that. You said yes.
Why, dude? You kind of dumbfounded right there.
When he said if I'd known, I wouldn't have been here. I think.
No, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it either.
I did. I did, Sandra.
I didn't do it.
Oh, no.
Now what? Just a little, you know, the nerves. Oh, yeah. Michael, really gonna use it looks like I'm gonna kill myself. I made it all this way just to die. It says right here, though, ages 15 to
All right, we're going to document what Mom and Dad's room looks like after 30 people being in it and having a big party. Everybody circulated into both rooms. And here's the help. Cleaning everything up. Look how neat. Oh, let's get the floor, yes. No cigarette butts. Everything is clean. And now let's take a look at Mike and Sandra's room and what it looks like.
And the party's almost over from here.
He's 2 years older.
Yeah, I'm older.
He's 2 years older.
They probably don't know how to park yet, but it's right around the corner. Well, I presume you knew this too then. I didn't say a word. No warning.
We were gone. We couldn't get in trouble.
Okay.
My mom told me a different version.
Well, we'll just go on. Okay, this is before dinner. My hand is still steady, but with this crowd, I doubt if it's going to stay that way.
So you guys around here lusting over the tennis court? No, we're really more in the mama. Extra $5 to get over the Yeah, this group right here.
I'm looking at the sunset, but most everybody here is at the tennis club. And this is what they're looking at. They've got a tennis tournament tomorrow. Quite a party. Big group of people. I wish I could get the room. It's spectacular. But unfortunately, it's too dark inside. Are you sneaking around there, Mike?
Behind the camera.
So were you surprised or not?
Very much so. A little disappointed that I was surprised. I didn't think I was possible surprised. I didn't think that figured it out. So it was out of town. There's no way that we can pick up on that one.
Repeat the wonderful, beautiful toast you gave us on our 50th wedding anniversary. 50 years.
I'm a woman, so anything with more than 2 words. In writing. And memorized. I know there's going to be a roast, but Mike is my older brother, and I can't.
Older? No.
I'm going to make a toast, not a roast. Here we are, families and friends. Family and friends. Celebrating the 50th birthday of my older brother. Good food, fine wine, and the beautiful accommodations here at the Del Coronado. How could I possibly roast my older brother, who I look up to and admire? In fact, I can't wait to be 50 myself and have the same beautiful birthday event right here at the Del Coronado. So let's toast and not roast my older brother, Michael. It will be 62 when I am 50. So let's toast and not roast my older brother. Since I'll certainly need Mike's senior discount to get a reasonable and to afford the inflated ticket prices of SeaWorld in the Zoo.
2002.
2005. So let's toast and not roast my older brother Mike, so that I can benefit from Mike's qualifying for the early bird dinner special. 2005. Happy birthday, Mike, and thank you. Now, this is the last time we have to celebrate 50 at full price. More than 2 words. Now I have a feeling that that's going to be
Close the door.
I'll get the door.
Just guard that door. Don't let him out. Don't let him out.
Nobody can hear that.
Thanks for warming up for me, Mark.
Buddy?
There is an ancient Homeric ballad that pretty much sums up why we've all gathered here this evening. And with a little poetic license, I'd like to give you a rough translation of the ballad. It goes something like this. When he's forsaken withered and shaken. What can an old man do but die? Love will not clip him, and maids will not lip him. Andy and Mona just passing by. Youth, it is sunny. Age has no honey. What can an old man do but die? His friends say it gets better, Mike. His friends say he's mirthless. His backhand is worthless. Why, the old man might just as well die. I told you it was a little poetic license. A couple of weeks ago, when I asked Sandra if she had considered having Michael roasted on his 50th birthday, she said, "Oh, I don't think that will be necessary. The hotel will have plenty of food."
Was that a blonde joke?
Well, the hotel's menu notwithstanding, my family and friends just couldn't let this occasion pass without slinging a few friendly barbs in your direction. So, without further ado, let's jump right in with some bad news and some good news. The bad news is, over the past 2 weeks, I have received hundreds of suggestions to help me prepare for this evening's verbal molestation. That's bad news. The good news is, I have a very limited amount of time in which to use what I have been told about you. The hotel said we have to vacate this room by 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. The bad news is you, sir, are generously paying for tonight's meal.
I knew there was a reason this group showed up. There had to be something.
That brings me to the good news. The good news is Sandra sent out over 400 invitations, and we were the only ones.
Better than worse.
In honor of your 50th birthday, Michael, we had the accountants at Pete Marwick
No.
do an exhaustive assessment of your net worth. And the good news is you're worth a fortune. The bad news is the bulk of your fortune is in the silver in your hair, the gold in your teeth, the stones in your kidneys, the lead in your ear, and the gas in your stomach.
Where was the lid?
These are growing old, the pits. As Bernice Wilkerson would say, one day you're a real hot dog, and then suddenly you're just a tired old weenie. You remember the good old days when you were a child, Mike, when it was considered cute for others to help you stand up? The other day, Harry Malasco, being a very religious man, he suggested to Michael that at his age, you should be thinking more about the hereafter. To that, Michael immediately replied, well, I think about the hereafter all the time, no matter where I am, in the bathroom, the bedroom, the kitchen, the garage. I say to myself, now what the hell am I hereafter? Those of you who have sometimes wondered why Michael is the way he is, I finally have the explanation you've been looking for all these years. You see, it all goes back to when he was in college. Near the end of his coursework at Loyola Law School, he had a professor by the name of Ogren who taught Socratic elocution. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Socratic teaching, let me explain. Socrates believed that a successful lawyer had to be able to communicate effectively. So he taught his law students to take a handful of marbles, put them in their mouth, and practice speaking. Each week, over a period of months, the student was to remove one marble at a time. The objective was that when the student had lost all his marbles, he was qualified for Michael, we who are here tonight to help you celebrate or decline have given some very serious thought to the kinds of gifts that we might give you to make your twilight years more comfortable and more enjoyable. At this time, we would like to present you with some well thought out and very carefully selected gifts. We apologize for the fact that the gifts we're about to give you will not be wrapped, but we figured at your age, you might not be able to get the ribbon untied. The first gift. The first gift was a contribution from Dwayne Elson. Dwayne and Sally, before I start, Mike, would you stand up, please? Everybody, I'd like you to take a look at how Mike is attired right now.
Fun guy. He's a fun guy. Stand up, Michael. Fun guy.
Wayne and Sally have been noticing that Michael tends to lean towards certain colors of clothing. We don't know if it has something to do with the kind of work he does, but he seems to prefer shades of brown in his casual and sport clothes.
When you're great enough.
Testimony to that. Ma'am, have you tried to buy brown clothing recently?
Only in Cleveland.
Brown hasn't been in for at least 4 years. So to add some variety to the brown wardrobe, Michael, Dwayne has generously donated 3 of his favorite ties.
You won't miss it.
These are lovely.
Mike, I have a suggestion.
The guy probably really loves them. That's the sad part. The sad part.
Mike, why don't you give one of those ties to your dad as a kind of a peace offering for what you did 34 years ago? Do you remember what you did 34 years ago? The answer to that question is classified.
Hey, Rob, are you listening? Hey, Robert, are you listening?
So what can a father say after his 16-year-old son has just repaired the exhaust system in his car by tying it in place with Dad's all-time absolute favorite tie? We're lucky to be alive, Michael.
You involve the radiator, that's all we want to know.
No, it's a muffler. There's a muffler.
No radiator, we don't care.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work on radiator.
The next gift was recommended by some of the women here tonight.
Uh-oh.
Julio Bueno breaks out his infamous ghetto blaster and his favorite Gypsy Kings cassette. All of the women in the room look expectantly at Michael. What does he do? Well, he heads for the nearest easy chair or bed for a little nap. Now, we all know that deep inside this man, there are tapping toes.
I really like to dance.
Wilkinson, I don't think you want to. I don't
Thank you.
I will vouch for the fact he hates it.
Well, he really doesn't need it.
Oh, yes, he does.
What he needs are some help with the latest dance steps. So, here it is, Mike. Arthur Murray's 10 steps to better dancing. Actually, it's 10 megabytes. This is the latest IBM compatible software with full color graphics and charts to teach even 2 left feet while
Everybody's computer, we were talking about it.
Dennis Christie has said that with very little encouragement, he will enhance this dance. Two-step. The electric slide.
Slapping leather.
Boot shooting boogie. And the tush push.
Hey, Kenny, let's get started after this is over.
10 megabytes to better dancing.
10 megabytes to better dance. Some sad movies always. 10 megabytes.
The next gift was recommended by Bill and Sandra Perkins, who insist that this is something that Michael absolutely cannot do without for future forays into sailing. In 1991, the Wilkinsons joined Bill and Sandra on their sailboat to watch the start of the Transpac. And en route, Mike really got into sailing. He stowed equipment, had a beer.
That's the best part of sailing.
Had a beer. He steered the boat. Had a beer.
Champagne.
We're coming to that. He dropped the anchor and had a beer. He taught sailing and had a beer. He really enjoyed himself. He participated in everything concerned with the workings of the boat.
And had a beer.
By the end of the day and a few champagne toasts, veteran sailor Mike was ready to help put the boat back in the slip. Now I'm told that docking Sandra and Bill's boat is a little tricky because of the wind. Sailor Mike volunteered to jump off the bow of the boat onto the dock to prevent the boat from hitting the dock. As Bill pulled into the slip, Mike deftly jumped off the bow of the dock. He grabbed the rail of the boat just about the time that the wind began to push the boat away from the dock.
Only a little bit. At a time.
As the dock and the boat got further and further apart, Sailor Mike hung in there. Taking his responsibilities very seriously, he refused to let go of the boat. Soon his body was a great bridge.
And the wind did not shift.
Until, as you might guess, gravity took over, and Sailor Mike ended up in the harbor face first. To add injury to insult, Mike had on his brand new, very expensive sunglasses. Fast work by the captain and crew rescued a shivering and bewildered Sailor Mike, wrapped him in towels, and sent him home to a hot shower. Sunglasses, however, were not found until some weeks later when the diver who cleans the bottom of the turbulent boat retrieved them from 12 feet of water. So tonight, Michael, we have two very important pieces of sailing equipment. First, we have some croquis to keep your sunglasses close at hand, no matter how tough the sailing gets. And we have a life jacket. On those occasions when you need to dive right into your sailing They got together and...
I haven't won with any of those women.
That's your really for at home.
I stood the other night.
Corporation developed a training racket to enhance Michael's doubles game. Now, what is really special about this racket is that it only works on backhand ground strokes and service returns. Isn't technology amazing? When I first saw this racket, I didn't believe it was possible. So I took it and I hit a forehand with it. Well, now I'm afraid Mike will have to have the racket restrung before he can practice his backhand.
That's your racket, Michael.
And speaking of your tennis game, Michael,
We weren't.
he has asked me. Mike, when he says to work on your stroke, he means with your racket, not a card. I'm going to let you up for a minute, Mike. Okay? At this point, I'd like to pause briefly to pay tribute to the Elizabeth Barrett Browning of Old Ranch Tennis Club, Sarah Elser. Stand up, Sarah. As everyone in this room knows, well, at least everyone except you, Mike, Sally penned a sizzling expose entitled Mr. Fun. And
I think it was 2-6.
Mr. Fun shocked us all with Sally's interpretation of the real Mike Wilkinson. And to prepare you for this next gift, I'd like to present my interpretation of Mr. Fun. Since you have not, I assume, seen or heard this is for you, Mike. Mr. Fun. Friends, please don't let it be said that because Wilkie's now 50, he's nearly dead. Recall for a moment on events too numerous, too vast, and you'll be assured Michael's still present, not past. Remember Michael's loud, raucous roar, yelling to friends from across the dance floor, dancing, whooping, his voice filled with glee, saying afterwards, "Sorry, I just had to be me." Remember Mike yelling, "Everything goes," as he embarrassed us all by taking off his clothes. Oh, how can it ever be said that Wilkie, poor Wilkie, is nearly dead? Remember, please, not just one little time, Michael, while gulping Stoli Sans line, could still amazingly, with a voice unshaken, extol on Sandra's virtues while baking. Yes, friends and family alike do agree, hands down, when the issue is Mike, instead of over and done, Mike's epitaph should be rather Mr. Fun. Well, Mike, when your mother read this description of her son, she was amazed to learn what a fun guy he apparently is. But she was also a little concerned. After all, if he likes to shed his clothes in public, she thought, then he needs to have underwear in which he will look his best. So, Mike, from your mother, we have this nice pair of socks to go with it.
Sandra, you're gonna get
Somebody should slip out of these two.
You know, I think it's commendable that after all these years, Mike's mother is still trying to get him to change his underwear.
No, she bought me black.
Her first clue that this was going to be a long, tough battle came when she sent him off to preteen camp with a week's supply of clean underwear, which he brought home a week later in the same folded, clean, unused condition
All of them were.
because he was too shy to drop his drawers to change them. I don't know. I wonder if maybe Sally has Mr. Fun all wrong. This next gift was recommended by Ed Luca. It is quite well known among Michael's friends that his knowledge of wines and how to select them is very limited. We've all seen him carefully study a wine list, pick the most expensive, and order it without any idea whether it's any good. educating your palate to high quality, low cost wine. And here a fine box of Italian wine. Your friends and family have taken up a collection, and we are going to send you on an all-expenses paid vacation to Bosnia-Herzegovina. Your 12 days and 4 nights.
12 days more life.
12 days and 4 nights.
More life.
First day, you will leave Hemet Municipal Airport at 4:35 a.m., traveling first class aboard Croatian Air's Uniprop Jumbo Airbus. Second day, en route. Third day, en route. Fourth day, en route. Fifth day, you will arrive in Bosnia at 9 p.m. and go directly to the Sarajevo Hilton Basement Annex for a gourmet box dinner.
Last minute.
With box wine.
Yeah, take the box of wine.
And your underwear with you.
On the 6th day after breakfast, there will be a complete city tour from 9:30 to 9:40 a.m. Then plenty of free time for shoplifting, followed by a fabulous 7-course dinner. A yak burger and a 6-pack. On the 7th day, there will be a tour of the University of Yugoslavia, both buildings. The highlight of the day, everyone will get to see the book in the health science. 8th day, you will board your Uniprop Jumbo Airbus for the return to the United States. There will be 4 quick stops on the way home. 2 for fuel, 1 for directions, and there will be a 30-minute layover in Iraq for an inspirational speech by Saddam Hussein, "Love you, my neighbor." 9th day, en route. 10th day, 11th day. On the 12th day, you will arrive back at Hemet Municipal Airport between 10 a.m. and midnight, depending upon weather and fuel leakage. Your trip will include air and ground transportation, meals, drugs, tours, transfers, complimentary CPR, and the latest technological breakthrough in parachutes, guaranteed by Croatian Air's legal department to open on impact. I'll bet this Bosnia vacation is giving Rob and Michelle some flashbacks of a family trip from hell. The dad enthusiastically took everyone on about 10 years ago. A fantastic trip to Nevada in the middle of summer. Now there's a hell of an opportunity. 4 glorious days at the MGM Grand Hotel in Las Vegas, followed by 4 truly incredible days at a roadside motel in Willow Beach for fun and fishing. Where the hell is Willow Beach?
Perfect.
I'm coming to that. Mike spent the 120-degree daytime running a rented motorboat up and down the 40-degree stream water coming from Hoover Dam. At night, when the rental wasn't available, he blew up an inflatable boat and fished in pitch dark without the benefit of a flashlight to help him see the boat, or the bait, or the hook, or the occasional fish he caught. And Sandra says that Michael had the time of his life. While the kids spent a raucous 4 days in the air-conditioned motel watching the dead flies on the windowsill. In the restaurant. Okay. Before I turn this over to others who have additional ugliness, I'd like to propose a toast. To Mr. Fun on his 50th birthday. It's true, he's now an official member of the Old Farts Club. But he is, nevertheless, aging like a fine wine. With each passing year, he grows more mellow, more mature, more full-bodied. Soon, his cork will dry up and fall off.
My challenge on Tuesday night is to beat Mike to our tennis team, as a lot of you know. And I have to travel about 30 miles across town. And so it's a real challenge because Mike has to travel a quarter of a mile. But all of us at the Tuesday night men's tennis group have voted you, Mike, the Early Bird Award. There it is.
Early bird award.
Well, I feel compelled to say something. Even though Eric cautioned me to not say it. I'm this figure. I've known it so damn long. I'm not very good at this kind of thing. But the only thing that really gives me courage to be able to do it, Wilkinson, is your speech at your parents' 50th anniversary. We go back a long ways. Our children grew up together. Robbie, I think, wasn't even born when I met.
Yeah.
We used to. Right, Robbie? You don't even remember. Well, Wilkinson, I just remember about 3 things I want to show real quickly about him. He's a real captain in boating. We used to go boating a lot, and I always had a powerboat. And Wilkie, one year, he chartered a sailboat. And when he chartered the sailboat, he was the captain of the sailboat, and I was the crew. He loved, you've heard of the man overboard drill? He loved that thing. But then when we were back to the powerboat, I was the captain of the powerboat, and Wilkie was the crew. He wasn't a very good crew. He had 2 responsibilities. One, we had to always put the little goddamn stopper in the thing to keep the water from coming in, and then make sure we get gas. We didn't do either one of those. But what he was best about was bridge. And a long time ago, when the kids were growing up, we used to play bridge about an hour. Very good. Wilkie became so good at bridge, he created his own bidding system. The only problem with it was nobody understood it. But he had some great inventions like, you know, pass and help. And that kind of stuff. Remember that one? Look at them like, you'd pass and help. And we used to ditch them when we had bad hands. The girls get to the bathroom. We'd ditch them. We'd always play on this. But he's my best friend and I love him dearly.
Well, thank you, everybody. We're not done.
Oh, we're not.
Well, a while ago,
Oh, no.
Wilkinson walked me home.
Oh, my God.
Yeah!
It was a Mother's Day a couple of years ago. I haven't gotten a good present since. Anyways, well, I lost my lipstick, I remember that, but anyways, I guess I was bad. I don't think he knew his way, and it was only 7 houses. So, I just want to give Michael an ever-ready flashlight so the next time. Every both of us will know.
You're only telling part of the story.
I only want to tell part of the story. That's right.
That's part of the story.
Well, the next time you'll at least have a flashlight to walk me home and my mother and maybe I'll get a better present again.
No, she didn't tell about the lip lock that she was
I think it was a bad lie.
I took her home the other night.
Oh, I was good.
A month ago, I walked her home, and every like 50 feet she would stop and reach down her flower bed and throw a rock at me. Seriously, she was never kidding. She would say, "Go away," and I'd follow her home. It's just instinct, you know. It's late at night. So I'd follow her to the 50 feet, and she'd stop and throw something at me. There's 7 doors.
Don't want to home. I want more jewelry. I want better jewelry. I want better jewelry. Get out of here.
And every time it was a rock that came with the message.
We all know how much Michael loves to dance. That's absolutely true. We all know how much Michael likes to dance. So Sally went out and got a few books, and I decided to put Michael on a new road to an experience that he can really enjoy in his later life. Here is a wonderful book. It is called Walk Your Way to Better Dancing. I mean, this is thank you. These are wonderful literature. Actually, I'm saving this for the last. Tap dancing. How to enhance yourself. This is a man who can really get a passage. There are a number of them marked. Yes, in fact, Sally was marked the experiences that he can relate to.
The one says foot and ankle.
That's right. You have to stop. And unfortunately, Michael knows that every time that we are at a social occasion.
What is that one again?
Which one? This one?
That one, yeah.
Tap dancing. How to? Standing up. Tap dancing. How to teach yourself to tap, or how to touch yourself to tip. Whatever it is. Yeah, right. But poor Michael, his friend.
Stop doing that.
I'm I'm gonna be out there. You know
I can
how
also see myself in an open coffin.
Well, it's groundbreak day.
But you know how much I love
Naked.
to dance. We are gonna be naked. You said my favorite word. Here's my Go for it, big guy.
I'll get to that. Sorry, I'm not. That's the tape. How's everyone's radiator?
If this is Radiator Man special, I want to know where the door is.
Free honor a bottle.
That's good.
This is a fitting presentation for me.
Yes.
Those who don't know me must understand that I am the premier wine connoisseur.
He defines
wine throughout the entire world.
It's his
Let me
life.
start-
Yes.
Let me start
Wine is his life.
at the beginning. Wine is my life. It's in the mall. It's leading to my story. Let me tell you that, first of all, I'm the owner of Temco Radiator and Air Conditioning Service. Northeast California, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. When I'm in service, yes, I have to tell you that, and this is tough for me because I've got to tell you one thing. I've told a horrid lie just recently.
Not you.
First line. First line.
In which helped me to get a lot of free points, you know, which is very important against a guy like this because his passing shots, especially from the backhand side, are just unbelievable.
So Edberg is out. Daniel Vacek last night, very strong, very aggressive throughout the match, Mayor.
Yeah, all due credit to Vacek. Again, you know, I was a little disappointed, really, that Edberg kept referring to the lights and all that. The fact is, Vacek played very, very well, and on this very slick court, it was obviously hard to read his serves. I understand what Edberg was saying. The fact is, he's out of there now, and that top half of the draw is wide open.
Also with us on our coverage today, Fred Stolle. And Fred, our featured match on Stadium Court involving a young Russian who is really moving up lately, Andrei Medvedev.
Well, I think everybody tips him to be one of the top players in the world, Joel. Medvedev came to the forefront last year in the Mercedes Cup in Stuttgart in '92. That was his big victory. And then, if you remember our coverage at the French this year, everybody predicted how well he would do. And you can see at that young, tender age of 19, Medvedev has won 5 tournaments so far. Bjorn Borg, Mats Vilna, Boris Becker, all had 9 at that age. But this young fella is going to be somebody to be contested with. He was a semi-finalist at the French, but the occasion was a bit too big with him at the French there, and he just folded in that semi-final match. So maybe he's not quite ready yet, but he's a terrific youngster, and you're going to hear a lot more of him.
And his opponent today on Stadium Court, Tommy Ho, at 15, a sensation, but things just haven't panned out so far.
No, exactly. And Tommy Ho's the same sort of situation as Medvedev. And Tommy Ho at age 15 was the junior champion at Kalamazoo. But look what's happened in the first round of the last 8 of 10 tournaments. But he was the youngest fellow to ever win a match on the tour when he was 15 years and 2 months. And then, as I mentioned, the youngest player ever to win the under-18 national championships at Kalamazoo. And he's a good left-hander. He could bother Medvedev today, but I think the younger fella has a little bit more experience than the older fella.
A beautiful day in New Haven, Connecticut. Should be an interesting match on Stadium Court. The 20-year-old on your left, Tommy Ho, but it's the 18-year-old that's favorite, the number 5 seed Medvedev. And our tennis this afternoon brought to you by Volvo. Volvo would like you to drive safely. And by Charles Schwab & Company, helping investors help themselves. Coming up next on Stadium Court, we continue with this third-round match. Medvedev going up against Tommy Ho. Stay with us.
She was a physical therapist, working with car accident victims in a hospital in Sweden 40 years ago. Yet Margit Ingela continues to save lives the world over. The reason? She instilled her horror of accidents in her husband, who happened to run a car company called Volvo. You may never have heard of Margit Ingela, but maybe you've seen the monument they built to her.
Ever wonder what happens to your initial investment when you buy certain mutual funds through a broker and pay front-end fees? Well, by the time they charge you sales loads and account fees, it's actually costing you hundreds of dollars before you start. But now there's a better way. At Charles Schwab, you can choose from 200 well-known no-load mutual funds with proven track records.
You pay no loads and no transaction fees.
So if you want all of your money to work for you,
maybe it's time to come to Schwab.
Play. Ideal conditions for our match on Stadium Court as we continue with the Volvo International. And Medvedev will serve to start the match.
Before the rallies are this long, it's going to take a while.
Medvedev, an 18-year-old from the Ukraine, 6'3", just about 180 pounds. A very consistent year for this young man.
Just about 19 he is. He turns 19 first couple of days at the US Open.
He has the first 2 points of the match. A veteran, believe it or not. Tommy Ho, you just saw, just only 20 years old, but started on the tour just past his 15th birthday. Outstanding first serve. Tommy Ho, a native of Winter Haven, Florida. 6 foot, 170 pounds.
Game Medvedev.
So Medvedev holds to begin the match. He is favored as the number 5 seed.
One of the cleanest sources of electricity we have. A source that doesn't burn anything and so doesn't pollute the air. A source that emits no greenhouse gases and helps preserve our natural resources is nuclear energy.
So frustrating. I don't know why we can't get the receptor to come. Are you done with
Most people think we make medicines. Actually, our job is to find them.
I'm going to lunch. You coming? No, I want to get this show running. I'll see you down there then.
On the brink of discovery, Glaxo.
Yes, there it is.
A huge throng, the many members of the Mary Carrillo fan club here in New Haven, Connecticut.
They love me here in the Nutmeg State. That's just kind of...
They got it going.
Go, go, go. Maybe they want me to leave. That's how I'm sort of taking that one. Anyway, just underway now. Tommy Ho.
Tommy Ho has said he feels a lot older than 20 with good reason. He was on the tour. The ripe old age of 15, just past 15 years, 2 months. He was the youngest to win an ATP match when he defeated Matt Anger in Rye Brook, New York.
And pro in 1988 when he was 15.
The power of the forehand.
One of the nice things that USTA do to the young players here, if you win that Nationals at Kalamazoo, the under-18, as Tommy Ho did when he was 15, you get a wild card into the US Open. Aaron Crickstein, that's how he made his name. He got a wild card in the US Open and took out our good friend Vitas Gerulaitis in the opening round. I was coaching Vitas at that stage, and he'll remember that match for a long while, and so will I. It was a long 5-setter.
15 all.
There's a reason why there was so much Ho hype. You've got to remember that back in, say, 1986, where everyone was wondering, where are all the Americans? And it was Tim Wilkinson who was the only American in the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open. Well, the next year, it was Michael Chang who'd won the Nationals in Kalamazoo, was given a wild card, and he had a nice little run there. He beat Paul McNamee. May I remember, he got signed immediately, turned pro. And, of course, he went on and did pretty well. Well, the very next year, it was Tommy Ho. Bigger, stronger, served and volleyed.
And a lefty.
And a lefty. He won Kalamazoo. And he showed up at the U.S. Open. And everyone thought, well, if Michael Chang could make a big splash, what about this guy, Tommy Ho? He's bigger. And, he's willing to come in, serve and volley. So there was an awful lot of Ho hype, as I said. And even though he lost to Johan Kriek, he got signed right away, too. Became a millionaire at the age of 15. He got wild cards all over the place. And he lost for about 3 years straight. Because what had happened was this man Ho served and volleyed all throughout the juniors, and no one could stop him. But his serve and volley game that worked so well, most juniors are still on the baseline. His serve and volley game was pop gun stuff when he showed up in the bigs. The guys were just pummeling him. He lost a lot of confidence. He kept getting wild card into big tournaments and losing early. And he's right when he says he's a lot older than 20. He's had to really work hard in the last couple of years. He's had to struggle. He's had to play qualifying. He's had to play challengers. He's had to really, he's a hardened, seasoned veteran.
I think a lot of that also comes with the pressure at 15 of getting all that money at such a young age. And that was a lot of money in those days, 5 years ago. And the pressure of having to go out there and play well. Remember Sammy Giamalva when he did that same thing and he couldn't handle the pressure? And at times he felt like giving some of the money back to his sponsors. Of course, they're not going to do that these days, but it's a lot of pressure for youngsters when they sign those contracts.
That also happened, in fact, with Medvedev, because he came on very strong. He shot out like a rocket, had a great 1991, won a couple of titles. Jim Courier called him the next great tennis player. But then he had a knee injury, and that kept him out for a lot of the first part of 92. And he wanted to give back his sponsorship money because he hated that he wasn't out there and he was losing and stuff. Of course, now everyone's happy to have Medvedev on their side.
We are on serve in the opening set.
Also, as far as Medvedev is concerned, they talked about him at the French Championships is going to go through. He played some terrific tennis, beat Stefan Edberg, and then lost in the semi-finals. And he was asked about what the players thought, and he said, "I don't care what the players think about me. I don't want to really listen to that." He said, "But if they look in the drawer and they see my name and it bothers them, then I don't mind that." But he is a talent, and he can do it on all surfaces.
30-15. I think Andre Agassi, we've been talking about how early Ho turned pro, and Agassi may have put it best, and don't forget Andre Agassi turned pro when he was 16. He said there's a lot of negatives to turning pro early. He said you miss the experience of being a kid, basically, and added that everybody has a right to that experience, the football games, the proms, and a good period of your life that you miss completely. And that was the experience, obviously, that Tommy Ho missed, just like Andre Agassi. We were on serve, Medvedev, leading 2-1 in the opening sets.
He supports leading-edge computer systems for some of IBM's largest customers. Sam Parker is customer engineer for IBM and a DeVry graduate.
When I came out of the military, I wanted a challenging career and a quality education. DeVry helped me get both.
At DeVry, you can get a 4-year bachelor's degree in just 3 years. You learn the technology that puts you ahead in today's business.
DeVry helped me advance to a great career.
Call anytime, 1-800-247-7800. DeVry, we're serious about success.
As you know, I'm not only the Heckler president, I'm also a client. If your hair is thinning like mine was, call now for your free video.
The first thing my wife said when she saw it, that I looked 10 years younger. And it was the first words out of her mouth, not hello, not hi.
I feel good about myself when I get up in the morning. It's easy to maintain and manage.
So call now for your free video on Hair Club's developments in dealing with thinning hair. To help our clients, see how this free video can help you too.
On serve in this third round match with the Volvo International, Medvedev leading Tommy Ho 2-1 in the opening set. Talk about a difference in careers.
Thank you.
Medvedev made some remarkable progress. Again, he's only been playing, this is only his 4th year out there, and he did, you know, he just jumped all over the place. This is, in fact, a high for Ho to be ranked at 115. But as you can see, it was much slower progress through the years.
Now
you don't like high?
You've had a Ho height.
Hi ho, everybody.
Well, this is a Ho high.
Do we have any Disney music to put in the background?
What are we doing here? My goodness.
15 love. The southpaw serving.
We talked about Andre Medvedev at the French Open. He shouldn't have got to the semi-finals. He should have lost first round against Guillermo Perez Roldan, who owns him actually on clay. Perez Roldan beat him the week before in Rome and led 2 sets to love. Had blisters on his hands though, and called for help, and it went to 5 sets. Medvedev came through and won it in 5, but he would have been out of there. So luck changes things around and sometimes changes careers in a match like that.
Medvedev then went on